So yesterday I talked about Star Wars Outlaws and, well, a number of things regarding that game, but one thing I mentioned near the end was how there were journalists attempting to defend Outlaws. We saw some from IGN, Kotaku, and also Rolling Stone magazine. And so returning to Concord again, we saw journalists the other day saying that gamers should give Concord a chance. Of course, that didn't do anything except end up getting them more ridicule. And now another journalist at a different outlet is attempting to defend Concord too. That brings us over to PC Gamer, where they write, "The eagerness to grave dance on unpopular games has become a bad habit." So first of all, that's like a false premise. People are not mocking Concord because it's an unpopular game. And for that matter, there's plenty of games that are not well known, aka not popular, I suppose, as this journalist puts it, that no one's mocking. No, the fact of the matter is that Concord is another AAA game in an industry where AAA games have constantly been taking advantage of the players, and seeing it flop is something that people are understandably going to find rather amusing. There's plenty of other reasons for this too. For example, it certainly didn't help that a Concord dev was insulting the critics, calling them talentless freaks. And there are other games in the hero shooter niche that people would rather play, especially when Concord costs $40. Concord really didn't do a good job of giving itself any sort of competitive advantage. The one thing that Concord seems to do differently than other hero shooters is displaying the pronouns for the characters on the character selection menu. You can see this, for example, in the top right corner when you're going through the roster. However, based on how much of an astronomical failure that this game has been, it looks like that didn't help it either. So once again, they haven't done a good job of giving themselves an advantage over other hero shooters for people that are interested in that niche. But hey, according to some journalists out there, I guess we should all feel really bad for Concord, as if this AAA game is our responsibility or something. Seriously though, they apparently had around 8 years to work on this game, and rough estimates would indicate around 50 million USD to 150 million USD in funding. I would say the responsibility is entirely on them for their game to succeed or not. And journalists trying to shame people for criticizing this flop is just a pathetic move. On that note, it's such a strange thing how many journalists defend these big corporations nowadays. Shouldn't they be more consumer friendly? Like, why are they always bootlicking for the corpos all the time? Now going back to PC Gamer, let's check out some of the responses that they got. Here's one with over 5,800 likes. That memes around and says, "Gamers should stop celebrating the death of the games that we tell them to like." This one has 1,900 likes and says, "Maybe if companies make games for actual gamers, not activists, we'll talk." And this one with 1,700 likes, saying, "The eagerness to belittle the consumers that have issue with a game has become a bad habit. Concord is another useless attempt at telling gamers what they want instead of listening to us." I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think about Concord, the state of the industry, and all this gaming journalist stuff. And if you enjoyed my coverage, consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one.